Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program, where today we are having a look at the Galaxies Unbound Nova Qurbani mod, which is being made by forum user StarCrusher96. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an awesome new star system for us to explore, which is meant to be sort of an in-game analog of the real-life Alpha Centauri, which I think is pretty cool. And this is actually meant to be the first in a hopeful series of mods, thus the first part of the name Galaxies Unbound, which is meant to be an eventual collection of individual star system mods that come together to form some sort of galaxy in the game, which is amazing. Can't wait to see all that, but for now what we have is Nova Qurbani. So let's jump into the tracking station and have a look at what we got. Now let's zoom out of our standard in-game star system, a lovely place, but if we continue to zoom on out, we get quite far away. Over here, Nova Qurbani, and the first of the celestial bodies here, technically because it's needed for the game to function, is the Nova Qurbani Berry Center, which this is a 3-star solar system, which I'm suddenly forgetting the proper scientific term for that, but they all orbit around this little Berry Center point for in-game physics to function. And yes, we have a 1-star here, Nova Qurbani A, Nova Qurbani B, and then over here we have Proximus Qurbani. Well, there we are. Now let's go to the first of them, Kirbani A, which is a G-type star here, and it's quite bright, quite white, and has a number of planets and moons orbiting around it. So let's head to the first, which is Alva, a rocky world with a thin atmosphere to it, some pretty good texturing. I really do like all the details on all of these planets. They are all absolutely wonderfully made. And it is 395 kilometers in radius, and as I did mention, a atmosphere is present. Now the next planet is actually my favorite in the entire mod pack, and it is Blalo. Not only is it a habitable Kerbin-like world, but it's got a ring. And you guys know me, I'm a sucker for a good ringed world, and when it's around a habitable world, it's even better. Now it is 672 kilometers in size, as mentioned, being habitable. It does have an atmosphere, as well as the lovely ring and a number of moons. The first is a small captured asteroid of C1, only 2 kilometers in size, and well, with that it has no atmosphere. Now the next of the moons is Lin, which is a pretty good looking rocky world here, just pot-marked with craters, 121 kilometers in size and no atmosphere. We then have Rav, similarly pot-marked with the exception of this smooth area here, 86 kilometers in size, no atmosphere, and all in all, a good little moon. And then we have Alar, once more a pot-marked rocky moon with some nice detailing to it, 165 kilometers in size, no atmosphere. And then we move on to the next of the planets, Elno, which also has a ring. Several planets in this mod pack have a ring, which is probably why I like this mod pack so much. But yes, it is 587 kilometers in size with quite a thick atmosphere to it. As you can see here, a fun little thin ring, and again, just some really nice detailing to the whole thing. Very good looking, lots of different terrain types, very cool. And then we have the moon of Ernil around it, 52 kilometers in size, no atmosphere, but some very interesting terrain. I like, there's just a lot of different terrain elevation changes to it, some nice color changes. Once more, just very well detailed, very good looking. We then move on to Kirbani B, a just, plain old normal star, with its first planet being Kale, which is another rocky world with a thin atmosphere, 325 kilometers in size. I love that impact crater site right there, very good looking. All in all, I got that nice ridge line along there, very, very cool. We then have a Zero, 561 kilometers in size. This one does have an atmosphere, quite a sandy-looking world. All in all, quite good, very yellow, with a couple of moons, the first of which being Tur, which is actually probably my favorite moon. I just love the modeling there and texturing. Very cool looking. 51 kilometers in size, no atmosphere, but it looks like it's breaking apart, and that's pretty awesome. Now, the other moon here is Isetta, a pretty standard, just pop-marked cratered moon, 71 kilometers in size, with no atmosphere. We then have a Proximus Qurbani, which is a very good-looking star with some fun little extra effects coming off of here. Very good-looking indeed. And, of course, with a few planets to its name as well, the first of which being Eero, which is probably a place you don't want to be. It's real close, real hot, but does have an atmosphere present, 202 kilometers in size, and just some really good texturing to it. I do really like that. Very good looking. Again, as with all of these celestial bodies in this mod, they're all pretty good looking. And then we do have Narath, another habitable world, 733 kilometers in size, does have an atmosphere, but you really just want to stick to this half of the world because the other half is ice. It is pretty tidally locked there, and yeah, it's a very cool looking planet. I always do like these ones where you got the half and half sort of a thing, and again, the detailing on it just looks so great with all the ice breaking up as it comes into here. You got the cool oceans, rivers, etc., and just this large deserty bit right here. Very, very fun indeed. And then we have Elias, a nice gas giant, 1,724 kilometers in size, with an atmosphere present, as a gas giant should have. You just don't want to go into it. And of course, a ring. Ah, it's great. And then it does have a small moon of 1, which is 3 kilometers in size. Just another nice little caught asteroid. Very cool looking. And then we have Nis, a more substantial moon, 127 kilometers in size, with a small atmosphere present. Pretty smooth all in all, not very pop-marked like many of the other moons we've encountered. And just again, a good-looking little celestial body. And then that brings us back to our neck of the woods, and yeah, all in all, a pretty cool little mod pack of just a variety of stars, planets, moons, and of course, beautiful, beautiful rings. It's just a wonderful little pack, and I frankly can't wait to see what does come next, what additional star systems are added into this whole Galaxies Unbound series. And like I said before, they're meant to be a collection of individual mods, so each of these star systems will be released on its own, it seems, which I think is quite cool, so you can have as many or as few as you like. But let's jump into this ship here to get a closer look at my favorite planet, because, I mean, come on, again, freaking ring, habitable world, who wouldn't love that? And yeah, it's just a beautiful looking place, a great selection of very highly detailed planets and moons that just really deserve the recognition that they, well, deserve. That was a horribly phrased sentence, but you know what I mean. All in all, very, very fun, very, very cool. A lot of great planets here. If you'd like to check out this mod pack for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is gonna be it for this episode, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed, and that you do come back for the next episode, when hopefully we'll be having a look at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!